Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we'll be discussing a washed Mexico from Say Coffee. And here's the box. And I'm going to go with a story on this one to start out with this video. So, as you can see with this box right here, it's listed as the Pedro Gomez. It's got a blue box, but on the inside, it has a little red circle. So, for reference purposes, this right here is the Benza Logita, which has a green box, and I did a video review on this one right here. And on the inside, it has a green circle. So, after a couple of days of drinking this coffee, the Pedro Gomez, I was wondering why it did not taste like any of the flavor notes. The flavor notes here listed as lychee, mango, and coffee cherry. And I noticed that on the inside there was that red circle. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to go back to the coffee shop, and when I'm there I'm going to see if the blue box matches the blue bags on the inside. And surely enough, when I went back, they were just like that, blue on blue, red on red, green on green, the way it should be. So I'm pretty sure that they gave me the wrong coffee, or they put the wrong coffee in the wrong box, and as a result it should be the Mazateca and not the Pedro Gomez that I'm reviewing. And I'm going to label this video and list this video as the Mazateca washed Mexico from Say. And funny enough, they were like, okay, well, we'll make you a pour over of the Pedro Gomez. So this is the Pedro Gomez. And yeah, this tastes absolutely nothing like the coffee I had been drinking, which I believe is this Mazateca Day 15. Very different coffee. So I'm pretty sure that they just switched boxes and bags. So we're reviewing the Mazateca instead of the Pedro Gomez, but let's talk about it. Day 10, just like with Say Coffees, bit of vegetable components. Had some subtle chocolate notes, but for the most part, everything was kind of hidden subtle. Brewed through an automatic coffee maker on day 12. Could notice a lot more of the chocolate. The vegetable component was gone, and it was at this moment I noticed striking similarities to the Macario Garcia by Sweet Bloom, also in a walk-in coffee. And day 13 is really what sold it for me. Got quite a bit of blackberry and lemon acidity with a smoky chocolate finish. So similar to the Macario Garcia, and when I saw the differences in the bags, I couldn't help but feel like these both have to be the walk-in coffees. This has to be just, the Macario Garcia wasn't a walk-in, this is a walk-in, and even though this is the Chiapas, more similarities to the other Chiapas, I would say, than it ever had to this walk-in coffee. So let's go ahead and put up the tasting wheel so you can see what I was getting. And this is a huge lesson for those that maybe are getting into coffee, or even somebody that's quite an experienced coffee drinker. Trust your palate. When I created this flavor wheel, I still thought I was drinking the Pedro Gomez. So I put the berry fruit high, I put the stone fruit high, the chocolate, and I said to myself, okay, I will live with this. I wasn't tasting what the flavor notes Say had, and this is so hard because Say itself is a very tricky and complicated coffee roaster. I said so in my last video, it's hard to get them right, and I said, I'm 0 for 2. I couldn't figure out either Say coffee, and I just filled out this tasting wheel, and I was fully prepared to do a review discussion on this video saying, I missed this one as well, I couldn't figure out how to get this Say right. But it turned out my tasting wheel is exactly in line with what they were going for in this coffee. The Mazateca is described as plum, blackberry, and soft lemon acidity. And I put the berry fruits high, I put the stone fruits high, I put the chocolates there, and decent body, cleanliness, sweetness, and acidity, and I got it right. This Say I was able to figure out, this Say I got right, and I guess I'm happy. This is just what you need to figure out, is sometimes you need to trust more what you're tasting, and even if it's completely against what a coffee says as its flavor notes, then you could be right. And in this case I was, so I'll give you kudos to that, I guess. I think in the blind taste test videos I've kind of proved that I'm pretty good at distinguishing the difference in the flavors of coffees. But let's go ahead and talk about who I would recommend this coffee to, and I thought about this for a little bit. I think people that love their traditional coffees, I say this a lot, especially with this Mexico, I said the same thing with the Macario Garcia, people that like traditional coffees, but if you're trying to start weaning them off of the darker stuff, if you're going a little lighter, then this is a good, I guess, kind of stepping stone, because it's not overly vegetal like I felt like the Bencello Gita was. It still has a little bit of that, but you're doing that stepping stone. And I feel like even for people that are kind of already on the lighter side, but this is still pushing them a little further. This is like baby steps to getting to something Nordic, Scandinavian, super light, because I think for a lot of people this is still drinkable, whereas some of that other light stuff might be too undrinkable for a lot of people. How do I feel about this coffee though? Well, frustrated, I will say that, because I'm like, why am I not tasting any mango or lychee? But when I look back on it and I'm able to figure out that I was drinking what I thought I was drinking, I'm quite happy with it. And do I like it better than the Macario Garcia? I feel like they're about the same, honestly. I feel like if you served me these two coffees, I might have a little difficulty distinguishing them, except for the fact that this one just tastes a little lighter. So I think for that, I'm just going to leave it right there. Very interesting experience with Say. Again, Say, I should order more coffee from them, because they're tricky every time I buy them. Just tricky coffee. Alright, if you've tried this coffee, technically the Mazateca, and it's going to be labeled as Mazateca, comment down below, let me know what you thought of it. And if you enjoy the content, give this video a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This right here has been a review of the Say Mazateca Washed Mexico. Thank you for watching.